I walk through the archway of the door, don't even make it to the toilet. Exorcism. Exorcism. My entire stomach leaps out of me. Good morning. You thought you got rid of me. Joke's on you. Actually, no, literally no one said that. But hey, I can't even like look you in the eyes right now. I think it's been 7 months since I posted a YouTube video, which I have literally never taken a YouTube break like that, which it feels weird to say that. Like, I'm like, I post every single day on TikTok and Instagram, but it's just like not the same. There's something about being able to like sit down and chat and hang. And I feel like I know you the best, like as a community through these videos, but I also feel like you all understand me the best through these videos. I don't know, there's only so much you can share like on an Instagram reel, like, you know, lip syncing a TikTok. This is where I'm meant to be. So I'm sorry, forgive me, I'm back. Well, hey, it's a what I eat a day. Like, what up? You know, my what I eat a days are always chatty, they're a vlog. I'm sure this is gonna be like a 45-minute video. We just have so much to catch up on. Wow, it's like 8:40 a.m. I haven't even had a coffee yet and I'm already feeling jazzy. It's almost the end of October right now, which is nuts. All of September, I was basically traveling. I was in Italy twice, which makes literally no sense. I had only been to Italy ever once in my life when I was in grade 9. I got invited to go to the Emily in Paris premiere with Netflix for part 2 of the most recent season. It was like this 3-day crazy experience. Go to my Instagram or TikTok if you want to see all of that. I had to come home and then went back to Italy like a week later. My theme of the year was slow living, and kind of with that, it's like being really intentional about my online moments and like where I'm bringing a camera to. I feel like I've actually always really had like a healthy balance between like sharing parts of my life online and like completely not sharing other parts of my life online. I don't know, there was something kind of freeing over the last few months to like take a moment from this, but then my soul was empty, so I'm back. Let's make a coffee first. Like, what I eat in a day, let's get this thing started. And then I'll tell you about how I was puking my brains out in the Rome airport. Whoa! So I kind of had a little bit of a moment in Nespresso yesterday. I was like, oh, I need like a few new pods. Let me go there. There was some deals going on. I bought a lot of pods. Day 1 of me rich in Nespresso pods, okay? Oh, I just want a single espresso. Is this? This is an espresso. Biscuity notes. Okay. Also, I reorganized all my Tupperware. Yes, yes, yes. How good does that look? Nespresso, if you ever want to sponsor me, I am a massive fan. I use this all the time. Looks like this is a big ad for Netflix. It's not. The Italian influence on me. Now I'm drinking espresso. No more Americanized lattes. But yeah, for the longest time I was doing the French press. I feel like that's just like what my parents did growing up, and that's like what I knew. I got an espresso one day and I loved it. It was so quick and easy. And I personally hate cleaning my French press. It's something that like, whenever it's empty, the last sip, I'm like, I can't clean that. I don't want to deal with that now. And then espresso is so quick. And now I've got a little coffee. Also, it's freezing here in Toronto. The temperature has dropped. I'm in like my thickest, warmest sweatsuit right now. I swear 2 weeks ago it was warm and now it's winter. That's the joys of Ontario weather for you. First thing of the day. Cheers. Anyway, so then I kind of felt a little guilty yesterday because I went to Nespresso and bought literally, I think it was $150 worth of pods. Even saying that right now, I'm like, it seems ridiculous to me, but then I'm like, okay, Jaclyn, you don't buy like coffee out every day. If you were to buy coffee out every day, it would be so much more. But maybe just buying that much all at once kind of was like, whoa, that is a big budget you've accounted for coffee. This was so a side tangent. The vlogs are back, baby. It feels like a regular what I eat in a day. I call them a what I eat in a day, but really, if you've been here for a while, a what I eat in a day is really just the parameters. It's the bones of the video to just let me talk to you for like 40 minutes over food. It's actually just a hangout. It's actually just the girls gabbing, you know what I mean? So get this, final day of my Rome Netflix adventure. Had a great trip. I was eating such good food. I also sometimes like, I don't know, going to Europe, I feel like eating vegan. Like I go to LA or New York for work. That's so easy. Everyone gets it. You go to Europe and they're just like, what? Like it's less of like a thing there. I feel like dietary, I don't know. So I kind of went into it with that mindset, but I was so blown away. Like their menus there, like they have like a little legend basically. And there's like a little, like there's numbers on every single meal. So you can correlate that to the legend and see what food allergens are in it. Anyway, so I was actually eating good and I had like no issues. Like communicating and like, I don't know, getting vegan food options wherever I was. I was eating good, all that to say. Maybe I started to let my guard down. And again, I have been eating vegan for 10 years. So like, I'm pretty good about even communicating at restaurants. I treat everything like an allergy. Like I've been doing this for a long time. Like this ain't my first rodeo, you know what I mean? And I was with my one Italian friend who was, communicating everything in Italian and letting them know my dietary restrictions, whatever. And when the bread had gotten brought to the table, she was like, hey, just double checking, like there's no eggs, no dairy, no cheese, like no milk in it kind of thing, no butter. And he basically had said something to the effect of like, oh, like if there's egg in this type of bread, like that's not real Italian bread or something like that. So I was like, aha, okay, thank you, perfect. I knew there was no cheese in it or dairy, whatever. Had delicious bread. Fast forward, this is now the final night. So I had that kind of in the back of my mind. So maybe I was letting my guard down. This is after the big main Netflix day. Like this is why we were here. It was the premiere of Emily in Paris, huge red carpet. All the stars were there. We got to walk the carpet. It was kind of nuts. Honestly, maybe roll the footage of some moments here because it was honestly really cool. Yeah, kind of an insane moment that I'm like, how has doing all this on the internet brought me here doing that? Makes no sense. Anyways, shout out, thank you Netflix. That was literally a trip of a lifetime. So this is the day of the premiere. We got to see some of the episodes before they came out and watch them with Lily Collins and the whole crew and the cast. It was really awesome. And at this point, it had been a long day. We were up, say, at 6 a.m. that day, had activities till maybe 2 o'clock. We had a couple hours to go back home, turn around, get ready for the red carpet. I also have a bit of a problem, whenever I travel, I'm I need to optimize every hour and not waste a second because I'm so excited and so grateful to be here. So instead of taking those 2 hours to just, do my glam and get ready for the red carpet like any normal person would, I'm gonna rent a Lime scooter and scooter all around Italy right now. So I did that instead. So I just had a quick little snacky something, and I also didn't really have breakfast that morning. Again, very unlike me. So I was low on the calorie that day, okay? I was needing some sustenance. We get there, do the whole premiere, and honestly kind of at the, this was no fault to anyone's. There wasn't a lot of vegan food or hors d'oeuvres or anything I could have. There was champagne. And I'm I'm not about to have champagne and no food. This is gonna be a bad situation. To be fair, all of us girls, eventually we were hungry. The event kind of went a bit later. The screenings went pretty late. It was maybe 11:30 by the time everything was done. And I was flying out pretty early the next morning, so I was let's just grab something quick, whatever. We were trying to run around, and I thought, in Europe they have dinner later, so I'm okay, 12 o'clock, I'm sure some restaurants will still be open. Know that we are in red carpet gowns at this point. We are drawing some attention to ourselves accidentally just because we're dressed up so fabulous. Someone recommends we go to more of this touristy area, and it was giving an Americanized, touristy Italian restaurant. We had been eating amazing food all weekend. This one was giving tourist trap a little bit. Should have been the first flag, but we were just we're hungry, let's get food. As soon as we sit down, I'm sir, we're ravenous, could we order right away, whatever. He's yeah, let me bring you some bread to the table. And I go, great, there's no cheese on that or no dairy in that. I don't know why I didn't ask about eggs, that's normally my default question. But I think the combo the night before of the guy being no Italian would bring you just plain bread with egg in it, that's not a thing. My mistake. Mistake one. Foreshadowing. Bad. I love when there's the little foam left over. I'm I want that. You know what? Right away, throw some bread on the table. And this is not giving an Italian, loaf. This is almost giving I would honestly say pizza dough. That's the best way to explain what this looked like. In hindsight, it must have either had egg in it or an egg wash or something. Growing up as a kid, this is before I'm vegan. I used to eat, everything. I used to actually have an egg allergy. I would eat eggs and genuinely start throwing up, which as a kid, I liked eggs and wanted to eat them. But every time I would do it, I would throw up. Egg McMuffin, boom, immediate. Scrambled egg salad sandwich. Girl was puking from eggs a lot. So I always knew as a kid, don't eat eggs, you will puke. Obviously, in the last 10 years, that hasn't affected me because I don't eat eggs. Until this day. Until this moment. We scarf down these little breads, and as soon as I have a bite of it or two, when you're so hungry, your stomach is almost gurgling and eating itself, but as soon as you have food, you're you have immediate relief and you obviously feel good. As soon as I have a bite or two, I'm that didn't even taste right to me. Alarm bells should have been going off, but I was so tired, I was jet lagged, and been a long day, whatever, not thinking about it. So I kind of I didn't even finish the full piece of my bread. Again, if you know me, bread is my favorite food, another red flag. So I kind of put it down, I was oh weird, I'm just gonna wait for my red sauce pasta to come. And the food comes out pretty quick. It had maybe been 5 minutes since the first morsel of bread touched my mouth. The pasta arrives now. I literally take one bite of the penne, and I'm oh, I'm so turned off of food right now. I was I don't it's not even I had no appetite anymore. Again, red flag, girl has an appetite and girl can eat. So I'm kind of sitting there, there are other girls that I was out with, they're scarfing down their meals, they're enjoying it, whatever. And I'm kind of ladies, I'm not really feeling amazing. I don't really know what's going on. And it took me 5 or 10 minutes to even realize that I was feeling sick. So I was just I just don't, I'm unappetized. The one girl was like, okay, cool, should we just like order an Uber back? Like, whatever. And as soon as she said the word Uber, my brain was like, I cannot get in a car right now. So I was like, okay, you know what? I'm just going to the bathroom, ladies. Like, I'm not feeling 100. I get up, go to walk down to the bathroom. This is a warning right now. I'm gonna just lay it all out there. We've got that relationship. I'm gonna be honest with you. If you're eating a meal, stop eating a meal right now. If you're eating a meal watching this, cut it out, spit out the food, because this might ruin the appetite a little bit. I am walking down to the basement, you know, like those tiny little basement bathrooms, and as I'm walking down the stairs, I literally have like the thought, but I don't even allow myself to have the full thought because I know it's gonna send me over the edge. I start to have the thought of, oh my God, you're about to throw up right now. Also, as an adult woman who, knock on wood, I don't get sick often, I don't puke often. I actually don't even recall the last time I puked. So I was like, oh my God, I'm about to puke. I couldn't even think of the word puke because I knew that was gonna send me. By the grace of the Lord, the door opens because it's a single stall bathroom and like a woman walks out. As soon as I walk through the archway of this single stall bathroom, I walk through the archway of the door, don't even make it to the toilet. Exorcism. My entire stomach leaps out of me. It hit the ceiling. Puke on the ceiling. I see my garden salad from 1 p.m. Carrot, peas, lettuce. I at least kind of walk towards the toilet. The rest of it kind of gets into the toilet. I'm shocked. I'm just as shocked as you are. I didn't think that was about to happen. Like, what? So I kind of, get another little heave out of me. For sure, everything's out of the stomach. I immediately feel a wash of relief, like instantly feel better. Then I take a look around and go, oh my God, what have I done to this place? So I, with my little paper towel and tissue, give everything a clean. I'm standing up on the sit, like, I mean, it's not good. It's not sanitary by any means, but it was luckily fairly easy to clean up, and I was like, oh, I gotta let them know we're gonna need some backup in here. Anyways, I immediately feel better. Obviously though, I'm like beside myself because I'm like, what? I just threw up. What the heck? I wasn't expecting that one. And now I'm like, great. Now I'm even more negative in the food department. Like, and I really needed food and energy and just even hydration, water. I at least felt better. I was like, okay, I can at least make it home now. I go back upstairs. I'm like, ladies, I'm so sorry. Like, I feel a lot better. Definitely must have eaten eggs. Like, it was such a familiar feeling, honestly, even though I hadn't experienced that in so long. So we make it home. I think I'm like, okay, I think I've obviously got it out of my system and I'm fine. All that night though, I was up. I didn't sleep. I was just like heaving, but I had nothing else in me to come out. But I think my body was just so irritated from it that like it couldn't help itself. So that was a sleepless night, and God bless. I had a driver come that morning to pick me up. Obviously Netflix had arranged this thing, and I was like messaging him. I was like, I need 10 more minutes. I need 10 more minutes and I'll be down. And I was like kind of walking myself through. I've never been in an experience where I was like, I don't know if I can make it. And again, knock on wood, it makes me so grateful that I've got a pretty solid stomach and generally don't have issues like that. Like, my heart goes out to all my IBS girlies and to anyone that deals with body, questioning the body. You can't trust the body. I had never really been in a state like that before. And I was like, I don't even know if I can make it from the drive to the airport without like needing to pull over. But I knew I had to get home. I was feeling so unwell at this point. And I'm like, is this like a food poisoning kind of feeling? Is it just like such an extreme allergic reaction? I was unstable. All that to say, should I just make breakfast at this point and then continue the story? So I have been obsessed with a smoothie all summer. My one friend Caroline did it for me. I was like staying at her house and she made it for me. And like, it was the base of frozen cauliflower and it kind of like rocked my world. Use frozen cauliflower as your base. It adds a lot of volume and bulk, a lot of great fiber. Obviously you're getting a vegetable in, but it also is like icy and makes your smoothie like extra creamy. Let me show you. You need a bit of a frozen banana. A vanilla protein powder. This is the Garden of Life one. This is just kind of like what I had. I actually have been loving Abby Sharp's New Theory protein powder. I went through that vanilla bean stuff so quick. I also, I love Genuine Health Vegan vanilla protein powder. I just am all out of that, so I'm trying to eat all the other stuff I have. Before I forget, a little health as well. These are some cordyceps mushroom droplets. I've just gotten into the habit of putting these into my smoothies, and then one day I forgot to, and I like did like a little dollop of this on top, as if this was like a caramel syrup or something. I had never had this plain or like straight before, and I took a big old gulp of it. I'm not kidding, I almost gagged and threw up on the spot. So don't do that. Only blend it into something, because that is some potent, nasty stuff. But when it's in a smoothie, you have like no idea, and might as well Get some nutrients and health benefits. These are more wellness things. Vitamin D3, vitamin C. Does it make a difference? I don't know. What's the worst that's gonna happen? I'm just gonna like pee out my vitamins if I have too many, so. Dark cherries. So normally I would just do like either a frozen berry or a blueberry, but I saw these in the store the other day and I was like, I would like a dark cherry. Really just cauliflower that's chopped up really small, so it makes it a little easier to blend. I've been having an obsession with like carrots lately. So I've been doing carrots in there, or I'll do beets. Beets is nice because it gives you a nice color. I also like honestly love an earthy beet flavor. That can be a bit niche though, so add those in at your own caution. I love the Adam's dark roast peanut butter. This stuff is so good. A little salty, a little dark roasted, a little crunchy. I'm just trying to use these up. These are just pineapple. I wouldn't actually normally add this in, but I swear it's getting like freezer burnt and I just need to like put a few pieces in. Frozen bloob. So I'll either do a spinach or a chopped kale. Does anyone else get stressed when they have frozen goods not in the freezer? Like I have a few more steps I want to do, but the thought of these all sitting out and potentially getting like 1 degree melted is like sending me a big scoop of peanut butter. Lick the spoon for good luck. Now this seems shocking in a smoothie, but I use water as my base. Since we've got the protein powder and the peanut butter, it'll thicken it up enough. And then the last thing for some more fiber is organic chia seed. Why does Winners have the best, like Winners and Home Goods, they always have like the best like hemp seeds and chia seeds that are so much cheaper. Okay, now we're talking. Oh, look at how cute. There she is. You know when you have a smoothie, when it's cold out, and then you have the coldness just like in your soul for like 2 hours after, the only way to recover is to have like a hot shower. Oh, new thing. This is a new thing for me. I did a blood test in actually around February, which is when I officially hit my 10 years eating vegan. I went and did a bunch of blood tests at the naturopath just to like do a check-in. Like, I don't know, I learned about veganism from someone on the internet. Like, I'm no doctor, I feel good, but like I just wanted to do a check-in, you know what I mean? I will say, my results came back stunning. The only thing, she was like, you could probably have a little more selenium. You should just eat 2 Brazil nuts a day. So I've taken that advice. The thing is, if someone tells me to do something, like, I will do it. I'm just so easily influenced. But no, if the doctor's like, you know what, you should probably consider taking 2 a day. I was like, I'll take 2 a day every day. So I've been taking 2 Brazil nuts every single day. And every morning, I eat my Brazil nuts. Very high in selenium. What is selenium good for? Don't ask me, I forget already. Fibrous. But you don't eat more than 2, because then you'll have too much. You can get a selenium overdose, is that? I just know you're not supposed to eat a lot of them. I've actually never considered just putting it in my smoothie. I kind of like, though, the way it makes you, like, chew a lot. I also have come to the conclusion, if anyone else lives in the GTA, lives in Toronto, I've been getting scammed by so many smoothie places. I'm not gonna name names. I'm one, if I don't like something, I probably, like, won't talk about it. Like, I don't like to slander a business or a product. Like, I'm just like, if I talk about it, I probably love it. If I don't talk about it, I probably don't love it. There are some places in Toronto, some smoothie places that are known for their smoothies, some kind of health places that have smoothies. You pay so much money for like nothing. And they're like mid smoothies. I can make a liter of smoothie for literally, I haven't done the math on it, but I'm sure literally a quarter of the cost, if not less. Way more nutritious, more fibrous, more filling, more satiating. I think I pay sometimes for the convenience and the experience, like the social outing of like, oh, we're done a workout, let's go get a smoothie. But I should just be like, let's just go to mine and I'll make a smoothie and then we can walk. But that's like, why does that seem less? There's something nice. I work from home all day. There's something nice to leaving the home and being around other people. I literally talk to my camera all day alone. Let me, who am I convincing right now? Me? Okay, back to the drama. The drama of Rome. The sweet driver, like, he didn't really speak a lot of English and I was like, I'm a little sick, but like, I think I'm good. I get in the car. I'm like kind of sobbing now. Like, he probably thought he must have thought I was losing the plot. I'm just like kind of crying to myself. I'm also like I'll cry from joy. I'm not a huge crier from sadness or like bad things. Like I try to, you know, it takes a lot. And I'm like letting like hot tears stream down my face because I'm just a bit, 1, I'm panicked. 2, now I haven't slept. 3, I haven't had a proper meal in far too long and I'm hangry and everything. And I feel terrible, okay? But I think it was like the idea, like I could feel the exhaustion in me and I could feel like I knew I didn't even like have it in me like to like stand up. Like I felt like I was almost gonna pass out. So I'm just like kind of sobbing, but I'm like, I had no other solution. I'm like, I'm here in literally a continent by myself. I am traveling alone. I don't know what else to do. Like, I guess I could have just stayed at the hotel an extra day, but like, I knew it wasn't like a contagious like illness. Like I was straight up, like I ate eggs, but it just had irritated my body so bad. And I'm also kind of imagining, I've always heard people say, like, when people hadn't eaten meat in so long, like, you kind of lose the digestive enzymes that would process that food and digest it. So if you say haven't eaten meat in 10 years and then eat meat, you're gonna probably feel your stomach's gonna be upset from it, because your stomach, it's such a foreign food in there that your body doesn't know what to do with it. I think with me, baseline being allergic to eggs, and then I haven't had eggs in 10 plus years, that probably made it triple as bad. And I think my body was just like literally so irritated and inflamed. And I would literally try to have like a sip of water even in the morning, because I was so thirsty at this point, and having a sip of water would just like re-trigger. Like my body was just ejecting everything out of it. Anyway, so I make it to the airport. I'm just like, Jaclyn, one step at a time. Like the first thing was like, just get in the car. I made it to the car. I was like, hey, breathe through the car ride. Just check in and get your luggage checked. Okay, just make it through security. Like I was literally going one step at a time. I couldn't think any more far ahead than that. I finally made it through security, and you know, I'm walking kind of towards where my gate is. I literally just had to sit down. Like I was like, I'm gonna pass out. But the weight of my backpack even on me, I was like, I'm gonna fall over. And again, I'm like here alone, so I'm like, whatever. So I sit down and I'm like, okay, just make it to the gate, or just like get to the bathroom near the gate of you. And at this point, I hadn't like puked in a hot minute, like it had been maybe an hour or so, but I knew I was so thirsty, like I could feel the dehydration in me, but I was so scared to put anything into my body. So I was kind of just like a bit panicked. I was like, I'm either gonna pass out and like be so dehydrated, and I could, obviously I was hungry, but I was like, I knew I could like go without food if I had to. I knew I couldn't go without water though. Like I knew my body needed water. So I just went to the bathroom, and like, you know, when you're sick, suddenly like everything that would gross you out and be terrible to you when you're in a normal state, when you're sick, none of that matters. Like I was sitting on the bathroom floor in the stall, hands between my legs, and I was like, I knew I was gonna panic my mom. Love my sweet baby angel mother. Especially with the time change, it was like 5 a.m. But I was like, I just need to call my mom and like ask for her advice, like what to do. Like, no matter how grown I will be, I will always need my mom. My mom is, I mean, perfect baby angel. I'm sure she's watching this video right now. Love you, mom. But I was like, if she gets a call from me at this hour, like I know she's gonna wake up in a panic and like think I'm like dying, especially knowing that I'm in Italy by myself. Like I knew it was gonna send her. And then if I answer it crying and sobbing, because I was at this point, I was violently sobbing. I didn't know what to do. I felt like, I felt so ill. I just felt so bad. And then I was panicked. And I was like, I don't think I can get on this plane. My mom picks up and I'm like, hi mom, don't worry. I'm okay. I have really bad food poisoning. I can't stop throwing up. I just need your advice. I'm okay, I promise. I know I'm sobbing like right now, but like, I'm okay. And she probably was like, what? She was the best. She's like, girl, you've got this. Breathe. Okay, I need you to sit here, take some deep breaths. Do you have like a puke bag with you? She was like, you know, exactly what you needed in that moment. Long story long, I ended up getting on the plane, and I was just like literally like in a ball, kind of in the fetal position, like hunched like this for like this 10.5-hour flight. It felt like the longest flight of my life. And I was like, Jaclyn, just make it till you touch the ground back home. Make it till you touch the ground. I couldn't even allow my brain to think of the word puke because it was gonna make me puke. I had a couple of moments on the plane that I was like, this, I might need to go, but it was literally almost like a mind over matter thing at that point, that I was like telling my body it wasn't allowed to do that. My parents are angels. They picked me up from the airport, like covered their car with like garbage bags in case I was explosive. And they brought me to my place and, you know, fed me some dry toast and a Gatorade. And I'll admit, I'm like a bad sick person. I feel like I am so used to the standard of my body feeling good, and I put a lot of effort into making sure I'm okay, and I, you know, get my sleep, and I, you know, work out. You do the maintenance for yourself, and I'm fortunate that I do feel good a lot of the times, and normally even if I am sick, it's pretty mild. But that being said, when I do have actual sickness, I am such a baby. Like I am, and I hate that about myself. Like I'm such a bad sick person. Anyways, literally after like another 24 hours, I woke up feeling like $1,000,000 and amazing, and truly had never felt better. I think I just had to like let that run its course and get out of my body. I also, as much as I like to, you know, keep it real online, I'm not really one to like share a crying picture ever. I think I have boundaries in my head. But I had taken some pictures when I was sobbing in the airport because I literally had nothing but time and tears. And I had taken some photos that I had sent to my mom or whatever, I forget. And I was like, you know what? I just shared this epic, amazing trip getting flown to Italy with Netflix. Like that's unreal. If I'm gonna share these highs, I've gotta share the lows and share this. So I post these photos on my Instagram thinking like, okay, a couple of friends are gonna comment and laugh. I think the post has like 8 million views right now. And like, I can also just see the amount of people that have DM'd this to other people, which I can only hope is in positive spirit and people being like, oh my gosh, this was so you on this trip or whatever. But it's reached too many people at this point, and it's always how it happens. The thing that you don't think is gonna get lots of views gets views, and now I'm like, now there's pictures everywhere of like snot and like drool dripping from my mouth and me sobbing in the Rome airport. The comments on that post were comforting. In my I couldn't even look at my phone for like 48 hours. Like, I was like, I can't even look at a screen. Everything was like making me like, I just couldn't do it. Once I recovered, I was going through the comments, and I will say there are some hilarious comments of stories of other people, one, shitting their pants, puking their guts out, horrible food poisoning, and travel stories that did bring me a level of peace and comfort in my time of need. So I do appreciate that. But yeah, I mean, other than that, that's really the major life updates I've got for you. That trip was amazing, with the end of it being a little interesting. But you know what? If you're gonna have high highs, you gotta have low lows. I ended up going to Vegas for friend's bachelorette. I never gone to Vegas with like girlfriends before. I've been to Vegas with my family as like a kid, but girl was gambling, and I got lucky on the slot machine. And sometimes I felt almost bad to say it because I have the Jaclyn juju. I can't explain it. I get very lucky with things like that. Like, to a degree, I wasn't really surprised that it happened. And I was on a slot machine, and I was like, oh my gosh, I feel like I'm a millionaire now. So I had a win with that, which was incredible. Then I went back to Italy and went sailing for 8 days. I went with this amazing travel brand. It's two friends that I've made here in Toronto. It's called Life is a Trip is their handle, but it's called trips.ca, but trips is with like a Y. Anyway, so I went on a sailing trip with them for 8 days across the Amalfi Coast, and it was like the most beautiful thing I've ever seen in my life. But I'd never been on a boat for 8 days, and I was kind of like curious if I was gonna be seasick, and also a little bit of a, trigger being back in Italy post puke explosion exorcism situation. But I had the most amazing time. Again, went alone, didn't know anyone, and made so many friends and had so many cool experiences. There's something about like solo travel. I mean, you're solo, but you're like in a group. So you're all kind of like solo travelers in a group. Such an amazing experience. Would literally like go to bed and wake up in a new place and be like, oh, we're in Capri today. Oh, we're in Positano. Like, it was the most insane experience of my life. Literally like actually life-changing when I think about it. So I've been back home now for about a week. It's funny, I love traveling so much, and it's so amazing. All these cool experiences that I get really because of my job and because of you guys and people who even watch my stuff, which is like the most mind-boggling thing ever. But it is so funny, and I feel like with my age, at the ripe age of 26, I do feel like I always actually crave coming back home. And there was a phase of my life when I was like young, when I was like, 11, I was like, I'm gonna live in LA one day. I don't know, obviously you're a kid, you don't really get it to the fullest degree, but like, I love living in Toronto so much. I love my community of friends and family, and I mean, all of you that I even run into the street are like, I'm gonna work at class, and someone's like, hey, I watch all your videos. Like, I love Toronto so much, and even I can be in the most amazing, fabulous places, and I always am like, okay, I'm still like ready to come home. And it's interesting. There definitely was like a phase where I never thought that would necessarily be the case. And I love my place. I love where I live. I think it's a gratitude thing. I think it's also perspective. I think it's also like true inner happiness, maybe? Well, not to get too deep here. Anyways, okay, this was a really long breakfast. It feels good. You know what? I think even selfishly, like, as much as sometimes I'm like, I don't know why you want to see me eat food and talk to a camera, I think it's actually very therapeutic for me, and maybe I'm a narcissist. I love talking all day to the camera. Yeah, healing, I think, for me sometimes too, to reflect on things, and selfishly also having an online video diary of all these moments of my life. And what's nuts is at the end of this year, I'm actually gonna be hitting my 10 years on YouTube, which is crazy. I started posting videos when I was 16 years old. And I knew that I wanted to do it probably since I was like 13 or 14 when I started like watching OG beauty YouTubers and got into YouTube at that age. And I like, waited a little bit. I remember I made my channel, must have been when I was either 15 or just before my 16th birthday. And I knew, I was like, hey, I wanna post. And I kind of like set up the channel, but I didn't post anything yet. And it is crazy that, I don't know, I guess I believed in myself to a degree. I was like, I knew if I gave it like my fullest effort, and I did, that's for sure. Like the first even 5 years of me on YouTube, like that's all I did. I had no social life. I was just like everything was about making videos, and in a way that I loved it and I wanted it to be. And I just kind of gave it my all, and I was so lucky with the timing, and I don't know, I'm just everything, it's kind of mind-blowing. I think like in some ways, if you would have told me when I was like 14, 15, like I would have been like, hey, I know you can do this, and I believed in myself, but also like I don't think I could have even imagined the amazing opportunities and like the crazy life and everything that I've been so like blessed to have now because of all this. It is kind of weird. Like I think life is so interesting. Like you gradually kind of, you know, do all these little stepping stones and then you look back to where you started and you're like, oh my gosh, like it feels like 0 to 100. But when you're living it every single day, these things happen, you know, gradually, and it kind of makes sense and feels linear. I want to do like a really fun, like kind of recap video, just like, again, maybe more selfishly to kind of reflect on the past 10 years and just to see the growth. And it's also just like a huge treat for me. In some ways, I feel literally the exact same. Like I watch a video when I'm 16 and I'm like, oh, I'm still me. Like I see my soul in me. But also you see, I mean, you're growing up as grown as you feel at 16 and at 18 or at 20. Like I look back and I was like, oh, I'm such a little baby. And like, I was just like figuring things out, and I just moved to a new city at that time. I didn't have any friends in the city and kind of was restarting my life to a degree. And it's interesting and really cool and to see the growth of all of that. It's mind-blowing. 10 years. It'll be December 1st is when I posted my first video. It makes me emotional. Like I could cry right now actually thinking about it all. So I've been successfully talking to a camera for probably 40 minutes straight. Maybe, you know what, let's let it hit an hour. Come on. I feel like this is kind of like another conversation too that I've been wanting to have with all of you on here. I feel lucky that a lot of you have kind of grown with me. And you've seen the progression of YouTube and how much it's changed and evolved. And obviously with things like TikTok, Instagram, I feel like different content for different platforms for a reason. Like, I feel like I see a lot more beauty content and I'll like be converted to make purchases more on TikTok versus on YouTube. I used to watch like monthly favorites videos and get my product recommendations through that. Whereas now I don't watch any of that on YouTube anymore. I'm watching like long form, really conversations, podcasts. That's what I'm into on YouTube. The odd person I'll maybe watch their vlogs and stuff, but I mean, even there was a time like when I was first going vegan, all I was watching was vegan cooking videos and all these plant-based things, and I don't really consume a lot of that anymore because I live it more, you know what I mean? So it's interesting. I'm curious what you guys like to see. Like, do you still like these kind of like vloggy, what I eat in a day videos? Would you prefer just kind of sit down podcasts? I mean, I feel like what I'm doing is kind of a blend of both to a degree, but I've always had the blessing to feel like I have the autonomy to create videos that I would want to watch. I feel like oftentimes it's people, whether similar age or similar vibes to me, who are watching my videos, and I'm like, okay, well, I'm my own demo. Like, what would I want to watch? So I've always let that guide the content. It's as simple as what do I feel like watching, what would I feel like making, and then I do that, which is pretty awesome when you think about it. But all that being said, I do feel maybe a little more, not lost, but I feel like I know what I like, but I don't know if that's what you guys like anymore. So give me some feedback, leave me a comment. You know what's really funny, as much as I am a YouTube watcher, I don't really comment a lot on videos. If you're like that and you never comment, maybe leave a comment and give me a little update. How are you? How's your life? Do you still watch a lot of YouTube? What do you want to see? Or should I just keep doing my thing? I feel like you're all honestly so lovely. I know most of you are gonna be like, just do whatever you want to do. Take a break if you need a break and post what you want to post. And I feel lucky that I've somehow garnered an audience of like the best people ever. But okay, I'm gonna probably finish this up. I have some work and emails to do. I should have done this like 40 minutes ago. Oopsies, I've been chatting for too long. Okay, bye. Oh, I actually don't think I've ever shown you this. Okay, so I was doing this as part of my home reno, and I feel like it had been like a hole in the floor for the longest time. Look at how this turned out. There used to be a mermaid in here, and it was actually really cool, and I probably would have kept it, but it was all cracked and damaged. I had always envisioned there's like this amazing tile at Celine that I've always just like had on my Pinterest board, and I've always wanted to do a strip of like an entranceway of like a foyer or whatever, but it was perfect. I had a perfect little box mapped out already here, and I had to replace it with something. So it took forever to find the right tiles, get them cut custom. It was such an annoying process. It turned out so good, and I'm so happy with it. So how fun is that? Every day I walk over it and I'm like, this is so cool. I love it. So I'm getting things ready for the birthday party. You know, just a little confetti. I like reuse this confetti all the time, and it's starting to get a little questionable because it's probably got like old food and grime. But you know what? Reduce, reuse. Anyone that knows me knows that I love to do a homemade card. I also love Honey's ice cream here in Toronto. My one friend loves birthday cake ice cream, and we have this like inside joke about birthday cake, and that's the card for this one today. So this is not very exciting, but I am just going to do some work I just have some emails and more like admin stuff that I've got to do quickly right now. I am hoping to get a workout in. I've just been craving getting back into routine. Oh my gosh, I need to tell you guys about the half marathon that I'm running on Sunday. Oh, this is gonna be so bad. When I tell you this may be the worst idea I've ever had. Well, no, it was a good idea. It came from a good place. I was well-intentioned. I was like, I'm going to train and run a half marathon and do the thing. I ran one maybe about 5 years ago and I was so overly well trained for it. And then I got sick the week of it. And it was a fine run, but I was like, I need a do-over. I could have done so much better if I felt good. So I've always had it in the back of my mind. It was on the bucket list this year, New Year's resolution, let's do a half marathon. I signed up for one with well-intentioned, and I was well-intentioned to train. Is that the right saying? I was going to do that. And I didn't. Life escaped me. I probably ran maybe like 8 times this year, and we're talking like no more than 5K. Not even close to what a half marathon is. That being said, I'm active in other ways. I like to lift my weights. I played beach volleyball all summer. I do adult gymnastics still and practice some tumbling. I'm active in other ways. Am I doing as much cardio as I should be to be running a half marathon? Probably not. Do I have this wild belief that I'm gonna be okay and run it absolutely fine? A little bit, and that's just, I gotta stay delusional a little bit. Stay tuned for that one. This is me after my half marathon. Oh my gosh, I almost forgot to get this bread started. I told everyone I was gonna make a homemade focaccia. All my friends have kind of, I feel like, gotten to know that that's my thing when I host a party or anything at my home. I'll always have a fresh homemade bread. And it takes kind of like, not all day, maybe like half a day, just in terms of like sitting and rising. This is the recipe I use. It's, oh, is that even showing up? Lace Bakes _. And I have the recipe saved and I literally use it all the time. I'll have the video linked in the description so you have like the actual proportions and stuff. It is really easy. It is like the easiest bread recipe that just is so freaking good. One thing that I would recommend and has improved my bread making journey is getting a food scale. I used to be like, oh, I can just use a measuring cup. This makes it way easier. Just do it. Okay, I got a big bowl like that. Salt, a vegan honey, quick rise, instant yeast. Gonna get this yeast nice and activated. A little bit of sugar. Like that much salt. 500 grams of flour. So I'm just gonna kind of roughly knead it. We're gonna let our beautiful bread rest and we'll knead it again in 15. Okay, the second knead is complete. We're gonna lay it to rest and I'm gonna go work out now. Okay, back from the workout. I ended up doing a bit bigger of a grocery shop than I meant to. I love grocery shopping. That's probably my favorite pastime. Bread. I wanna make a sandwich for lunch. I'm actually so hungry. I kind of like was a little hungry right before I went to work out, but then I was like, I'm about to work out, I don't wanna eat. Tofurkeys, I love this tofurkey. Also, I'm gonna put this on my sandwich. Look at this heirloom tomato, it's so beautiful. I kind of then lost the plot in the vegan meat section. Miso tofu burger, chicken burger, breakfast sausages. I was just like, I need it all. And then I always get this salad. This is the Harvest Grain. It's like a quinoa bowl with kale, a bunch of like, I'd say fall vegetables, a little dressing to go with. Okay, this I will admit is a little gross. I just used my gym bag because I hate buying bags everywhere. Honeycrisp apples. Oh, elite, love that. I could dummy an apple right now. Okay, pause for a second. You know I ride from my girl soy milk. This though is different. I hate almond milk if it's like regular almond milk. But if it's like an actual giving fresh pressed juice almond milk, like this one, this is the greenhouse almond milk. This is delicious. This I love. And then I got 2 mocktails for tonight for the party. I don't think I'm gonna drink tonight. Did I tell you guys that I'm doing a half marathon this weekend? I can't remember if I just thought that thought or if I talked about it for like 20 minutes. Long story long, I was like, maybe I probably shouldn't drink. Like it's giving I need like a health build up for the next few days. Farm Boy has their own tofu now. Isn't that interesting? An herbed firm tofu and a regular extra firm. I wanna make a sandwich, but I also could eat that salad. Like I'm ravenous right now, actually. I can't even talk. Let's just put things away. Oh, this is what I'm gonna do. This is gonna save my life right now. I'm gonna be more stable. I almost don't even want to show you this. It looks like dog food. I made a very makeshift like pasta. It's like a chickpea pasta with like, it was like a taco meat. It was giving TVP. It's not good by any means, but I just need a quick little hit of something. You know what I mean? Cheers. Okay. I feel the blood sugar stabilizing. Okay, let's see how my little, oh! Look at it! And we're gonna do another series of stretch and folds, just kind of like this. And then we're gonna let her rest maybe like 2-3 hours, and then we'll put her on the tray and let her rise one final time. I'm kind of honestly feeling like an untoasted sandwich. Why is a sandwich the best meal ever? Oh, yeah. Woo! I'm really excited about this. I honestly, whoa, it's 2 o'clock already. A plush, fresh sandwich? This heirloom is changing my life. Oh, the pickled onions. Good workout today. I honestly didn't really push myself too hard. I'd gone the other day for the first time in a hot minute since coming back from traveling. My hamstrings still feel so tight and sore from like lifting weights, which I hadn't done in so long. And knowing about the half in a few days, I didn't want to be too sore. So I just kind of like, I went gentle with the workout, which I kind of just like stretched and lifted a few things, but I was mainly there for the vibes, you know? How lucky am I to go to the store, to pick up ingredients, to make a meal that I'm craving, and to have it hit the spot like that. Like the unhinged adult that I am, drinking a cup of milk. Almond milk, of course, but I just kind of wanted to try it. I hadn't had it in a while. Whoa. Like this is such good almond milk. I used to drink so much actual milk as a kid, it was like a bit alarming. Like, did you guys all have like milk with dinner growing up? Like I would be like 11 at Jack Astor's and I would order a cup of milk with dinner. Okay, I desperately need to shower. I'm disgusting. Oh, hey, okay, did the makeup, did the hair. I am almost ready. I need to get dressed, but the party is set up. The bread is almost ready. Just made a quick little snacky. These are just dates with pecans in them and then a scoop of peanut butter. You can do tahini. Tahini? What's the word I'm getting? Hey Google, what's the Greek white dip with cucumber? Tzatziki. Oh my gosh, I kept thinking I was saying tzatziki. Hey Google, stop. I kept thinking I was just saying tzatziki, and I was like, no, I'm trying to say tahine. No, I'm trying to say tahini. Sesame butter. You can do that, or you can even make them like a dessert, chocolate and pecans. Got 3 here. I was in like a very anti-date phase for a second because when I first went vegan, I ate so many dates it was like not okay. I went through like a box of dates a week. That's a lot of days, which is kind of big. Whoa. I kind of hit a wall like an hour ago. I felt so tired. I made a green tea and put some maple syrup in it. I think I might still be like a little bit jet lagged. I've been going to bed pretty early and I'm normally a night owl. So of course I've also been getting up really early. And like I'm not normally a 5:30, 6 a.m. riser, but the past week I have been. So I feel like everything shifted a little bit and I'm kind of like hitting a wall at 3 o'clock, which is not normally like me. Had a little tea, a little sugar. I'm back. Whoa. I think I put a lot of peanut butter on these. I'll maybe see you quickly when I throw the bread in the oven. I'm hoping I remember to film that, but I'm easily distracted, and once everyone comes over, I might forget. I normally like put my bread in like after a few guests have arrived, so that way the house smells like bread, but then it's still warm for everyone when they come and get it, because who doesn't like a warm, fresh piece of bread with like a flaky salt on it? I'll probably put that in around 6:45, depending how early or late my friends are. And then we're gonna order pie takeout tonight. We just kind of wanted to do like a chill night in. A lot of us haven't seen each other and caught up, so we're just gonna kind of hang out here, have takeout, eat some good cake, eat some bread. I think I might bartend it up a little bit. I ended up picking up some mocktails. I feel like honestly I've really chilled out. I used to like, if I was hosting, I like did way too much and like made so much food and got so many things ready and like half the food ended up just getting wasted. But I'm like, okay, it's chill. My friends are just coming over. It doesn't have to be like, make a full spread. But I have that, there's something in my soul. I don't know what that is. Well, hopefully I remember to show you my vegan pad thai. I love that from Pi. Bye! Okay, it is almost party time. Not quite hungry yet, but we are gonna do a little takeout. I have a mission to get the cake into the little cake stand. I don't know if it's gonna go well. The cake also seems to be melting, which is a bit of a flag. Look at the little veggie plate. I'm really not going all out, just a little minor nibble. Okay, I've made a little, wait, what's it called? Is it a Hugo Spritz? It's Saint Germain Spritz, basically. I made myself a little cocktail. But look at this. I don't want to like fully do the best bit yet because I want to wait for people to get here, but like just understand we are in a good place. Basically it's just olive oil, flaky sea salt in the oven. You can do toppings if you want, like sometimes I'll do a sliced olive. Cake for dessert, roast pistache. Oh, I like that. Okay, party is over. Feeling good. What a fabulous day. Like, wow. I just needed that good reunion with my friends. Ate some cake, ate a pad thai, happy, full. Oh, the bread turned out good. I don't even know if I said this on camera. I totally messed it up, put it in the oven, 100 degrees lower than it was supposed to be for like 20 minutes. And I was like, why is it not cooking? Then I finally put it to the right temperature. It worked out in the end. Anyways, thanks so much for watching. This feels so good to be back. I'm going to bed. Bye.